Hello and welcome to Lesson 7 of the Grade 4 Theory tutor book. In this lesson we're going to learn further Italian words used in performance directions. We're going to learn about the acciaccatura, we're going to learn about the mordant and composing for a vocal melody. So again, we've got a whole list of words which are new. Now I must stress that all the words that you've learnt in previous grades may well come up again on your exam paper. So as well as revising all the words that you've got here, look at all the words that you've learnt in previous exams as well, so that you've got the whole bank of the words together as part of your revision. And then you've got a little exercise here which talks about certain aspects of those. As an example, I'll just give one of them. It says, name an Italian term which describes an emotion. And here's another one. Which Italian term means urgently? Then we go on to this little crush note here, okay? So on the music, this crush note means to play as quickly as possible, and it shows you how it's written and how it's actually written out when you sound it. So you can see here, you've got it written in demi-semiquavers with the triple dots on. So you need to practice writing some of these in full on the stave below. Then you move on to the mordant. So in music there are two types of mordant, the upper mordant and the lower mordant. So an upper mordant is made up of three notes starting on the main note. So basically it's the note itself, the note above and the note itself again. And you'll notice that the first two notes are written as demi-semiquavers, and then you've got the little dot that comes after it. So that's how you actually physically write it out. So learn that pattern and learn that format, because you may be asked to write it out in the exam. Now you've also got the lower mordant. So with the lower mordant, it's sometimes called the inverted mordant. You go into the note below. So in this example, which is on the G, it's G, F, G. Then you're asked to write a few of these mordants in different clefs on the stave. Now finally, for this particular exam, you might be asked to compose a tune that's for vocal, for singing. Okay? So for your grade exam, you're required to compose 4 bars of a vocal melody to complete a different 4 bars, making 8 bars altogether. The rhythm will already be given and cadential points will already be marked on the score. So you'll be given the first 2 lines of a text taken from poetry and 2 blank staves. The introductions will ask you to write a complete melody for solo voice to fit the words of a text. So here I've put a few little tips as well to help you with this. So the first thing is to look at the rhythm. So if you look at this example here, which is actually taken from Robert Louis Stevenson, the words are, from the autumn bonfires, see the smoke trail. So you can see, if you look at the rhythm, the majority of the notes are either crotchets or minims. So stick within those. Don't actually do anything like rocket science. Don't try and make it complicated by putting semiquavers in or demi-semiquavers. Keep the notes very sort of the same as what's already there. So in this case, all you need to do is put crotchets, minims and semibreves. Then it says look at the melody. So you can see, if you look at the melody, it actually shapes very well. It goes up to a central point and then it shapes back down again. So when you write your answer phrase, do the same thing. Make sure you go up to a point and then down to follow the shape of the actual phrase. Then it says look at the harmonic structure. So again, you can see that when you reach this point here, it actually finishes on the D, which is the dominant, because we're in the key of G major. So that's the harmonic structure there. And so obviously, because it's in the key of G, you've got to finish the piece on a G when you reach the end. So a good sort of point, a good tactic would be to start the next phrase on that D and work your way back down to the G on that second phrase. Then it says, look at the performance directions, including tempo, dynamics and articulation. So you can see it says moderato, and you've got the MF, which means mezzo forte. So you might want to add, because the note's got an upwards direction, a crescendo, for example, and then a diminuendo down. It's entirely up to you what you do, but put some sort of articulation in, okay? Another good thing to remember as well, you can see that where the words are split, there is a slur, and that's to help to make the music more smooth. So obviously when you write any other words that are split on the second line down, then make sure you put them as slurs as well. So it says make sure your composition is balanced. So you can see this has got a nice balance to it by the fact it finishes in the actual dominant at the end of the phrase. So obviously if you're going to balance it, you're going to go from the dominant back to the tonic just to finish off. Then it says repeat sections where appropriate. Okay, so you've got B, D, E, F, G, G, and then you've got A, G, F, E, D. So you could repeat that bit again, couldn't you? A, G, F, D, D. So you could do the same word, see the smoke trail, and then finish it off with from the autumn's bonfires. So there you go, it's like swapping it around, okay? Then it says use sequence whenever you can. So sequence is the same set of notes, but slightly higher or slightly lower. So you could do from the autumn bonfires, and then maybe start on the C the next time and bring it up a tone higher. That means using sequence. So by using all these little structures, you can easily do a second line to go with this to make it balanced. And that completes lesson 7.